Total system collapse has resulted in widespread blackouts across Nigeria, Africa's biggest economy. The outage on Thursday affected all of Nigeria's 36 states and its capital. The grid has collapsed multiple times, and it was unclear when power would be restored. The Nigerian Electric Distribution Company, which supplies electricity to southeast Nigeria, issued a statement announcing a total system collapse. Quote, due to this development, we are unable to provide services to our customers. Power generally fell to zero early on Thursday and had risen to 273 megawatts by 10:30 GMT time, well below the daily average of 4,100 megawatts. Quote, power supplies shall be restored as soon as the national grid is powered back on. Grid power supply is erratic in Nigeria, a major oil and gas producer, forcing households and businesses to use diesel and petrol generators. However, petrol and diesel prices have often more than doubled this year after the government ended decades long subsidies. Many households and businesses have struggled to find alternative sources of power. In 2022, Nigeria's grid collapsed at least four times, which authorities blamed on technical problems. Nigeria has 12,500 megawatts of installed capacity, but produces about a quarter of that. The president has promised to improve supply by allowing state governments to build their own power plant in a bid to help a spur sluggish economic growth. Well, this is why I will easily say that people need to bet on alternative avenues of getting their sources of energy. For whatever reason, the government could have easily worked on trying to supply the Nigerian people with solar panels. That would have been a very easy fix, or they could have had a different alternative as well. But for whatever reason, solar panels seems to not be on the menu when it deals with getting the people the proper power that they need so that they can power their homes, their businesses, and so on. And again, Africa is a very mineral rich continent, one of the most mineral rich continents that we have on this planet. This is pretty much where the world gets a lot of their minerals from. And again, for them not to produce any of these things or to even try to make any of these things is completely crazy to me. It's 100% crazy, but it also shows the amount, the lack of leadership. And it also shows the amount of greed that is directly out there. That they're like, hey, well, we can work on, building a power plant and different things of that nature. Why don't you, if you were trying to create jobs or brand new businesses, how about creating solar power in Nigeria? How about making Nigeria the kings of solar energy, the kings of harnessing solar energy? Why not do that? Why not create a system for that where it is clean and renewable energy? So, the people of Nigeria have to worry that much less when it deals with their electric and power infrastructure, which is obviously weak if they continuously have an ongoing issue with electricity and, with the grid going out. And I'll also state that, um, hopefully those who are in America will pay very close attention to what is going on in Nigeria, because we're not that far from this exact same thing happening to us, because nobody can list the last time that the electrical grid for the United States had actually been upgraded, has actually been fixed so that, a match doesn't get thrown in there and put us back to the early 1900s or the Stone Age. So, again, I would just tell people to refrain from, laughing or looking at this a certain type of way. And just remember, you're not that far from suffering or going through the exact same things that somebody else is facing or going through.